Honda's entering a year that may mark a turning point in their history. In 2025, the brand faces growing competition from Asian brands while negotiating a potential deal with Nissan. So today, we'll showcase the full lineup that the Japanese giant intends to produce under Honda and Acura nameplates to decide how well they've prepared for the upcoming 2025 and 2026 model years. Let's get started. Honda Zero Saloon and Honda Zero SUV. Honda Prologue SUV turned out to be a sales hit last year, so it's not surprising that the Japanese giant wants to ramp up its EV efforts. At the 2025 CES exhibition, the brand unveiled two conceptual models that will lay the foundation for two upcoming production vehicles, scheduled for sale as early as 2026, with the production taking place in Honda's Ohio facility. The Honda Zero Saloon is the continuation of last year's vision of a retro-futuristic five-seater. Underpinned by a new EV architecture, it has a low silhouette, sporty exterior styling, and a rather spacious cabin. The teardrop-shaped body is dominated by a wide-mouth front end, expressive headlights that can hide behind a neat retracting cover, and aero disc wheels with a geometric pattern. Compared to last year's version, the Saloon Zero loses gull-wing doors and gains a more down-to-earth setup with a blocky D-pillar. Inside, the Saloon has sporty front seats, yoke-style steering wheel, and plenty of screens on the dash. The Honda Zero SUV is noticeably larger compared to the Saloon, has a black glossy grille with pixelated headlights and an illuminated logo, and a low roofline that doesn't compromise the boot space, unlike many modern coupe SUVs. Instead of the Saloon's rear with the 3D taillight effect, the SUV gets a narrow windshield, a U-shaped taillight, and an angular bumper. Both models are set to receive the next-generation vehicle OS called the Asimo. It'll bring advanced driver assistance systems, OTA updates, and Level 3 autonomous driving. Honda Passport. The Japanese automotive giant has just dropped the news about the upcoming adventure overhaul for the Passport midsize SUV. In 2026, the fourth generation of this moniker brings a 2.8-inch longer wheelbase, a higher ground clearance, a boxy design exterior, and a noticeable suspension improvement that includes stronger steel arms and cast iron knuckles in the front and a multi-link arrangement in the back. On the powertrain front, we're getting the brand's tried and tested naturally aspirated V6 with a 3.5-liter displacement, a 10-speed automatic, and an all-wheel drive with a torque vectoring system. With this setup, you can put to use 285 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Overlanding fans should be eager to get their hands on the Trail Sport trim that's prepared for off-the-beaten-path exploration with additional skid plates, general grabber tires, 7 terrain-specific drive modes, more durable leather upholstery in the interior, as well as a panoramic sunroof and 4-season floor mats. The increased size of the Passport has positively influenced the passenger legroom and increased cargo capacity to 83.5 cubic feet with folded rear seats. The technological package is represented by a 10.2-inch instrument cluster and a 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment with built-in Google Suite and support of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Honda Prelude. After going on hiatus for a quarter of a century, Honda's compact sport coupe is making a comeback. The Prelude moniker was confirmed for mass production, and it will take the now vacant spot of the discontinued Civic Coupe. It'll be built on the 11th generation Civic platform and is likely to adopt its eHEV powertrain. The latter is a 2.0-liter four-cylinder paired with a duo of electric motors, making from 184 to 200 horsepower. Potentially, this two-door can be sold in the Type R version with a 300 horsepower engine. As shown by the prototype, the Honda Prelude gets a 177-inch long body, 20-inch black alloy wheels, a razor-sharp front end, and a carbon fiber rear spoiler with a rear diffuser. The interior layout is expected to have a sporty vibe with Honda's traditional honeycomb patterns and lots of physical buttons. Honda CR-V FCEV. Honda is bound to become the last man standing in the world of hydrogen electric vehicles. The brand's 2025 Honda CR-V employs the technology deemed by most as too far ahead of its time and unfit for modern infrastructure realities. The vehicle features second-generation fuel cell technology that adds a 17.7 kWh battery pack, turning it into an EV when hydrogen tanks are empty. This powertrain was co-developed with General Motors and features an FWD layout with a single 174 horsepower motor and a 229 pound-feet torque rating. The system can cover up to 270 miles on a full tank, while the battery electric range is clocked at 29 miles. Design-wise, it's the traditional CR-V with 18-inch wheels, a dashboard decorated with a honeycomb pattern, a 9-inch infotainment touchscreen, but a slightly smaller cargo capacity. Acura ADX. As a response to the rapidly growing compact luxury crossover segment, Acura presented its smallest SUV to date. Following the brand's latest sporty design language with streamlined bodies and sharp edges, the 2025 Acura ADX rocks a diamond-cut grille with a shiny chrome logo in the middle, LED lighting, optional gloss black exterior trim, and large 19-inch wheels. Under the hood hides a 1.5-liter inline-4 engine with a turbocharger that uses a CVT to transfer the output to the front wheels, while the AWD is a paid option. To support the model's sporty character, a tuned independent suspension was also introduced. With the price starting at $35,000, the model brings premium features even for the base trim. There you'll find a 10.2-inch digital instrument cluster, a 9-inch infotainment display with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, an 8-speaker sound system, and 3 bold colors for the interior. Honda Civic. Although Honda takes pride in developing one of the best hybrids in the class, this year the most affordable trim is offered without the twin-motor electrification option. The base LX trim has a 2.0-liter inline 4-cylinder, producing 150 horsepower at 6,400 RPM and 133 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. When linked to a CVT with paddle shifters, the powertrain offers 36 mpg of combined fuel efficiency. Like most four-door cars in the class, the Civic uses a McPherson strut suspension in the front and a multi-link rear suspension. What's different, though, is the presence of a great variety of safety features and driving assists, namely a Honda Sensing Suite with adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, driver attention monitor, and much more. The 5-passenger cabin has a redesigned dashboard with a 7-inch driver information display, a 7-inch touchscreen for the infotainment, 160-watt audio system with 4 speakers, and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto support. Honda Civic Si. Performance-oriented drivers should keep an eye out for the 2025 iteration of the Civic Si. Its visual upgrades come down to a sportier front fascia with a bold grille design, new taillights, fresh 18-inch wheel options, and trim-specific colors. A revised body geometry adds torsional and bending rigidity, suspension dampers were retuned, the brakes got larger, and sticky summer tires are now offered as a factory option. Under the hood hides a 1.5-liter turbo engine that uses a 6-speed manual transmission to handle 200 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. The sporty interior gets heated body-stabilizing seats, sport pedals, red contrast stitching, and a 9-inch touchscreen. Acura Performance EV concept. You may debate us on this one, but Acura ZDX is one of the most tastefully made performance EVs by Japanese manufacturers. However, if you agree with us, then you should be especially glad to learn about the brand's second electric crossover that was previewed by a conceptual model at the Monterey Car Week. Acura Performance EV continues with the dual-tone sporty design language and adopts sharp body lines, a sloping roofline, angular exterior elements, and 23-inch wheels that expose high-performance brakes with moonlit white 4-piston calipers. Its underpinnings will feature new EV architecture with batteries jointly produced with LG Energy, while the production-ready version is set to roll out of Ohio manufacturing lines in late 2025, early 2026. Honda HPX concept. The Restomod craze seems to have grown past small boutique car makers and reached the international motoring giants. To stay trendy, Honda received support from Pininfarina and restored its 1984 wedge-style concept that served as the inspiration for the now iconic mid-engine NSX supercar. The aerodynamic sports car is devoid of doors, so its bright red two-seater interior may only be accessed through a removable single-piece Perspex canopy. The model features extensive lightweighting measures and includes honeycomb panels, carbon fiber, and Kevlar materials. The body of the HPX is rather compact and measures 163.8 inches long and 43.7 inches tall. To highlight the performance nature of the vehicle, Honda used a mid-mounted DOHC 24-valve 2.0-liter V6, which employed the era-specific Formula 2 racing tech. Acura Integra Type S HRC prototype. The new top dog from the Japanese giant is based on the most advanced version of the Integra and basically is a road-legal version of the racing bolide called the Type S TCX. The HRC engineers carefully upgraded nearly every component of the car, increased downforce by installing an adjustable carbon fiber rear wing, a large front splitter, and other aero elements. Plus, in the process, managed to reduce the weight of the stock Type S by 200 pounds. The prototype also got a large intercooler, a twin oil cooler, and a racing-grade exhaust system. The output of the turbocharged 2-liter VTEC is still shrouded in mystery, but the necessity to use large Brembo brakes, more aggressive Pirelli P0 Trofeo R tires, and a cross-car brace instead of rear seats indicates a significant bump. Do you think that the Honda and Nissan merger should go through, or should the brands strive on their own? Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments and come back next week for more automotive news. See you next time, and may the torque be with you.